Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, back with another Manny chat. I wanted to use La Dolce Vita, the Color Street Color Play March subscription box for 2024, but the more I look at these sets, the more I don't want to use them together, and I want to just use them as like single sets. So I know I said I wanted to try to mix them all with one Manny, but it's like opening all 5 sets just to kind of force it just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to stick with my March Madness theme of sticking with green, and I'm just going to use a single set. And I wanted to use Capri Baby because the current ebook that I'm reading, Sex and Vanity, by Kevin Kwan, who's the author of Crazy Rich Asians and that whole series, the beginning of the book, at least where I'm reading right now, is set in Capri. So I wanted to use this set. I'm not going to use it as a French either. This is a dual-ended set where you could possibly use it as a French tip, but for me, I'm just going to use all of the other end, so that it's like a full-on Manny. And I wanted to use most of the squiggly set. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah. Today I'm just like super tired because I was way too ambitious when it came to cooking. I wanted to make Taiwanese spicy beef noodle soup for my family, and I wanted to make knife cut noodles like from scratch. So I didn't want to go buy noodles or anything like that. I wanted to make it all from scratch, and it looked easy enough when I looked up the recipes and stuff like that, but didn't realize how time consuming it would be to do all of that. Along with, I wanted to make no churn pistachio ice cream from scratch, which ironically this color looks very pistachio-y, but yeah. So I wanted to do that as well, and then Panda Bear mentioned wanting fresh bread, so I wanted to do that as well. And can't have spicy beef noodle soup without some Hong Kong style iced lemon tea. So made that too, plus did laundry, and yeah. Anyways, all I can say is I'm super tired, and that might be also why I'm like, let's skip the mixed Manny and just go with a one set. But I did do Manny off camera, which I used All Spruced Up, which is a retired set I got from one of the stylists that I support, Kayla. And I used Wishing Stars, and it was really pretty, those two together. But after all the cooking I did today, I totally like jacked it all up. So it was time for something new. So that's why we're here. And I'm just going to do this quick Manny before I go to bed, because it's going to be another really long work week that I just got to be ready for. so yeah. But that's pretty much what I did today on St. Patrick's Day. I did remember to wear green, so I did wear green today when we went grocery shopping, and Panda Bear didn't wear green, so I got to pinch him. I don't know if anyone else follows those rules, but yeah. And then yesterday, we spent the morning, Panda Bear and I went back to our old gym, Planet Fitness. So recently, Panda Bear like resubscribed to the gym membership, and Friday I was supposed to go to Zumba class, but ended up staying at work pretty late. so didn't get a chance to take my Zumba class. So going to the gym with Panda Bear on Saturday was kind of like to take, in place of not having taken the Zumba class. And it was really fun to go back to the gym, but I am like super sore from the gym because I went to the gym yesterday and then I was standing in the kitchen like all day today. So my whole body's screaming at me going, go lie down. But yeah, this week's just been busy and brain fried, I guess is a good way to put it, where I'm just like mentally drained. But yeah, so reading Sex and Vanity. On top of that, I'm listening to an audiobook, and I don't remember the name of the author, but the book is called The School of Good and Evil, and there's a Netflix movie if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I remember the movie being pretty good, and I wanted to find out, since it was available with my local library app, I wanted to hear the story itself. So just as normal, the story, the book has way more details than the actual movie. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to currently. And I finally finished indulging in Love is Blind Season 6. Is it Season 6? The reunion show was on Wednesday, and finished that off. And the more I look at the calendar, as far as counting down the days of like work and stuff like that, the closer it gets to my family vacation. And I'm super excited about it. My sister Michelle already sent us all a proposed itinerary. So thanks, Michelle, for pulling it out all together. She's basically got most of our trip in Moab all planned out for us. So that makes it easy for our family, because we're just like, we'll just follow along. And it's all good. Alright, I can't remember if my pointer finger or my ring fingers are bigger. I think my pointer fingers are less big than my ring fingers. So we'll go with this. And I probably won't make a nail stick out of this because there's not really going to be very much left over. I went through all of my old nail polish. I had like, it had to have been over 100 bottles of nail polish in all different colors and different brands that I had from over a decade ago. And when I had moved back into this house, it was all packed up in a plastic bin and left in my bedroom for like the longest time, because I didn't want to deal with it, and I didn't have any place here in this house to easily display them for use. And so they just sat there wasting away. So I finally took the opportunity to bust open the box and go through all of the nail polish. And most of them had to go because there's really no saving nail polish. You could try with adding nail polish thinner, but when it's separated into a gunky mess, and then a liquid mess, like it's like all separated, grossy gross, I don't think it's worth it. And at this point, it's kind of like, well, I use Color Street so much anyways that I don't really need that much like conventional nail polish. But that doesn't mean that I'm not like shopping around looking at conventional nail polish right now I have my eyes set on Mooncat. So I already bought some Holo Taco and tried those out, and they were decent. But now I want to check out Mooncat. And so I've been watching a whole bunch of like YouTube videos of folks like reviewing Mooncat and the different colors that they've got. And there's one individual that I've been watching, Kelly Marissa, I think that's her name, on YouTube. And I really like the way she does her videos. So I've just been watching some of her videos to kind of get a sense of Mooncat the brand and see if I want to make a purchase. Because there's one thermal nail polish, meaning that it changes with like temperature. So if your nails, if you're hot or cold, it'll change color. There's one called Queen of the Dead that Mooncat has come out with, and it's got this raspberry red color that turns into this very deep burgundy wine color, and I just think it looks really cool, but it's $16, and I don't know if it's worth buying a nail polish that I'll rarely use, because again, I have so many Color Street sets and I typically do my nails with Color Street that I'm like, do I buy a bottle of the nail polish just to try it out, or do I not? So that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of hoping to like sit on it for a bit and see if maybe like a sale might come up, and then buy it if it comes out with a sale. But I don't know, because how often will I use it anyways, right? That's the biggest question. It's like, how often will I use it? I've started to really like look at it in that sense when it comes to buying Color Street sets and nail polish in general, and it's like, I don't know. So what I've been spending more of my monthly budget on is just stuff to like make at home when it comes to like food. So because I've been making fresh bread recently, Panda Bear's like, oh, what about sourdough? So I started reading about how to make sourdough bread, and apparently you need a sourdough starter, and that takes a little bit of time and patience to make. So attempted to start that. Well, I did start it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're on I think it's day 5 now of the sourdough starter. And I'm going to see what it's going to look like in about 7 to 10 days. Because you're supposed to, with the sourdough starter, feed it daily. So you take out, you discard like half of it. It's just a mix of like flour. So at least the instructions that I found on the internet for making the sourdough starter that I'm following, the first day you use 1/4 cup of warm water, or 60 grams of warm water, warm being like 75 to 80 degrees, and then 60 grams of whole wheat flour, and then you let it sit for 2 days, and then you discard half of it and you feed it 60 grams of unbleached all-purpose flour or bread flour, and another 60 grams or 1/4 cup of warm water. And then days 4 through 7, you repeat that. And you're supposed to do it like at the same time each day. And I'll tell you, right off the bat, I was already not in a good place to do it, because for some reason, like the flour, maybe it's because I'm keeping it in a glass bottle or a glass jar inside our gas stove oven. And our oven is, even though it's not turned on, it stays kind of warm. And maybe that might be the issue. But on day 3, when I had to feed it, that was the day when I had to stay at work late. And so I didn't get a chance to feed it until I got home, which was really late. It was like past 7 p.m. and I was supposed to feed it at like 4:45. That was what I had intended to do. So I still fed it, but the edge of the jar, the flour and the water mix was kind of hardening, like against the glass, like inside of the jar. So it was kind of weird looking to me. So then I sent it to my coworker who's made sourdough before and made her own sourdough starter. And she told me, oh, that didn't happen with hers. So I must have done something wrong already, and I don't know. But it doesn't smell bad, and there's no mold or anything like that. So I'm going to continue on and try it out. So needless to say, day 3, I fed it really late. And then I realized that the flour that I had fed it with was bleached all-purpose flour, which I was like, oops, like I didn't know that it was bleached flour. And so I don't know if that ruined it or not, but day 4 was Saturday. So day 4, because we were going to be at my sister-in-law Carla's house, I wanted to make sure I fed the sourdough starter before we left. And so I fed that around like right before 2 p.m. So again, not hitting my scheduled time, but trying to move forward with it anyways. So that was day 4. And then today was day 5, on top of all of the things that I was cooking today. I made sure to feed it. This time, though, I did feed it with some bread flour, unbleached bread flour, because I had that, just bought that at the store. And so we'll see how it goes, because tomorrow will be day 6. And Tuesday will be day 7. And we'll see if it's ready or not for making sourdough bread. But I realized that the recipe does say, or the instructions I should say, does say that I need to transfer it after the 7 days into a clean jar. So I need to order one of those. So that's more of my monthly budget not being spent on nails and being spent on my new hobby of wanting to make bread, which is cool and fine. But I need to place that order because I haven't done it yet. I keep reminding myself I need to do it, and I keep forgetting. So it's been quite a busy day. So yeah, I need to get on it. So right after this, doing my nails, I will definitely get right on that. And then go to sleep, because another early morning tomorrow for work. Any of you watching celebrate Easter? So So Easter's coming up. It's at the end of March, and trying to figure out what we want to do with the kiddos, because don't think we're going to take them anywhere for like an Easter egg hunt or anything like that, but I typically would like to think of something to do to celebrate the holiday. And what I was thinking, which I need to talk to my sister-in-law Carla, is perhaps dyeing eggs. I think the girls are at the age where they can handle dyeing eggs without making a humongous mess. Because Willis is 7 and Amalika's 5. And even Benjamin might chime in and participate. I don't know. He's a mystery because he's a teenager now. He's 13, but he's autistic. And so he doesn't always choose to participate in the things that we do, but sometimes he does. And so I don't know if he'll be interested in doing that with us or not. So I have the food coloring already because I bought that when we were making homemade slime. And all we really need to do is buy some eggs and let them sit for a bit, because making hard-boiled eggs, it's typically better to use older eggs, especially if you want to use them for like deviled eggs, which I'm thinking that we could decorate the eggs, let them have fun dyeing the eggs, and then my sister-in-law Carla could just turn those eggs into deviled eggs when they're all done looking at them being decorated, which will be like a day. I don't think they'll want to display the eggs for very long, especially if they want to eat them. So yeah, that I think is going to be the plan this year, but we shall see. I did look up instructions on how to, make your own food coloring dye for eggs, and to use the water from the boiling of the eggs and vinegar and food coloring to make the dye. So I think that's what we're gonna do, but I'll need to buy like little cups for sure, because we'll want to have different cups for the different color dyes, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna want a bunch of different colors to do their eggs, because that is how the girls are. But for St. Patrick's Day, I did have a bunch of coloring pages for them the prior weekend, and they were having fun, the girls, coloring the pages and having their uncle rate their pages, like rate their coloring efforts. This past Saturday, we actually, I showed the girls, because on Peacock, Trolls Band Together, the latest Trolls movie, where there's a little NSYNC reunion for those NSYNC fans. Showed them that movie, and they enjoyed that very much. We did make popcorn to watch more movies, and Lilith played Uno with me and Uncle, and it was a lot of fun, and she even won a couple of times. And my sister-in-law Carla joined us towards the end too, and that was fun. But Lilith is growing up. She's growing up. She's very self-aware, and she knew how tired she was towards the end of the night, and rather than continuing to play Uno, she chose to have a bedtime story. So, gotta love the library app for being able to find storybooks for bedtime stories. But this is the final look. This is Capri, baby. And I know it's a very short video and I didn't mix the sets, but I think the single set by itself looks very pretty. Very festive, I think. It reminds me of, it's like definitely bringing me to dyed Easter eggs vibes. So yeah, here we are. I will see you all next time. I don't know how long I'll keep this one on, but I do know that my next mixed mani does have more green. So yeah, until that next mani, see you all. Peace.